Good morning students. We studied Indian physiography in this lesson. The physical divisions of India such as northern mountains, northern great plains and peninsular plateau. Before we start this lesson, we know about Deccan Plateau and importance of peninsular plateau. Let us know Deccan Plateau. Deccan Plateau is bounded by Satpura and Vindhyas in the northwest, the Western Ghats in the west and Eastern Ghats in the east. The Mahadeva and Maikala ranges in the north and Chota Nagpura Plateau in the northeastern part of Peninsular Plateau. Examination point of view, the importance of Peninsular Plateau will be asked 2 marks. So what are the importance of Peninsular Plateau? Peninsular Plateau is rich in minerals and it has thick forest and biodiversity. Then it has influenced southwest monsoons and it is covered with black soil which is useful for agriculture. Western Ghats are birthplace of many rivers which is useful for generation of hydroelectricity. It is also well known for hill stations such as Ooty. Ooty is the coolest place of South India. So let us more detail through visual aids. Importance of Peninsular Plateau. Peninsular Plateau is rich in minerals. Next one. So it has thick forest and biodiversity. The Peninsular Plateau has influence on southwest monsoons, so which is covered with black soil which is useful for agriculture. Then the Western Ghats are birthplace of many rivers which is useful for generation of hydroelectricity. Then it is Ooty. It is the hill station of the Peninsular Plateau which attract the tourists. So Ooty is the famous hill station in South India which is the coolest place of South India. Fourth physical division of India is the coastal plains. So Peninsular Plateau of India is fringed by either coastal plains either sides. So it extends from Ran of Kutch in the west to the delta of the river Ganga in the east. So the coastal plain can be divided into 2 parts. Number 1, the western coastal plain and the eastern coastal plain. The first one is the western coastal plain lies between the Western Ghats and Arabian Sea. Then it extends from Ran of Kutch to Kanyakumari. So the western coastal plain is very narrow and steep and rocky. The western coastal plain is divided into 3 parts. Number 1, the Konkana coast. Number 2, the Karnataka coast. Number 3, the Malabar coast. The Konkana coast lies in the south of Gujarat plain, which extends from Daman to Goa. The Karnataka coast which extends from Goa to Mangalore. The Malabar coast extends from Mangalore to then Kanyakumari. The second coastal plain is the eastern coastal plain. The eastern coastal plain extends from the north of the river Subarnarekha to Kanyakumari. The eastern coastal plain lies between Eastern Ghats and Bay of Bengal. The eastern coastal plain is broader than the western coastal plain. So many South Indian rivers flow across the eastern coastal plain and form deltas such as Godavari, Mahanadi, Krishna and Kaveri. The eastern coastal plain can be divided into 2 parts, the northern Sarkar and the second one is the Coromandala coast. So the northern Sarkar, which is the north part of river Krishna, and the southern part of river Krishna, which is also known as Coromandala coast. So this plain has some lagoons, so such as the Lake Chilka and the Lake Pulicat and the Lake Kolleru. So let us know more details through visual aids. Dear students, the last physical division of India is the coastal plains. The peninsular plateau of India is fringed by the coastal plain on either sides. The coastal plain of India extends from the Ran of Kutch to Kanyakumari. Then, so the coastal plain can be divided into two parts: the western coastal plain and the eastern coastal plain. So the western coastal plain lies between Western Ghats and Arabian Sea. So it is extend from Ran of Kutch to Kanyakumari. The western coastal plain is narrow and steep and rocky. Then these western coastal plain is divided into three parts. Number one, Konkana coast, then Karnataka coast and Malabar coast. Then Konkana coast lies in the south of Kutch Gujarat plain, and it extends from Daman to Goa. Then Mangalore coast or Karnataka coast, which extends from Goa to Mangalore. Then Malabar coast extends from Mangalore to Kanyakumari. Then this is called Eastern Coastal Plain, so which lies between Eastern Ghats and Bay of Bengal. So which is the very broader than the Western Coastal Plains. And many South Indian rivers flow across the coastal plains and made many deltas such as Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri. So the eastern coastal plain can be divided into two parts. So the northern Sarkar coast and Coromandala coast. So the north part of river Krishna is called northern Sarkar coast, and the southern part of river Krishna is called Coromandala coast. So the eastern coastal plain has some lagoons. Eastern coastal plain made some lagoons. So look at this picture. This is called lagoons. For example, yes, the Lake Chilka, Lake Pulicat and Lake Kolleru are the famous lagoons formed in the eastern coastal plain. Dear students, now let us understand importance of coastal plains. So coastal plains provide the natural harbors, so which carrying with the help of foreign trade, and the coastal plains are very useful for fishing, then shipbuilding, agriculture and production of salt. So the natural harbors which can help for foreign trade are Mumbai, then Marmagova, Kandla, Visakhapatnam, Kolkata, etc. Then coastal plains are many beaches, they attract tourists. Then the backwater is very helpful for navigation. So dear students, the last point is the islands of India. In India, there are 247 islands in India, of which 204 islands in Bay of Bengal and remaining 43 are in Arabian Sea. Andaman Nicobar Islands are in Bay of Bengal. Lakshadweep Islands are in Arabian Sea. So Lakshadweeps which are formed by corals. So let us more details, more details through visual aids. Dear students, now let us understand importance of coastal plains. So the coastal plains of India provide natural harbors like Mumbai, then Mormugao, Kandla, Visakhapatnam, Mangalore, Kolkata, etc. So these are very helpful for foreign trade. Next one, so it is very useful for fishing and agriculture also. Then the coastal plains are very helpful for the production of salt. Next one, so these coastal plains are useful for shipbuilding. So look at this Cochin shipyard, shipbuilding. Next one is, so the backwater is very useful for navigation. And many beaches are attract tourists. Then dear students, look at this map. Now let us understand islands of India. So in India there are about 247 islands, of which 204 in Bay of Bengal and remaining 43 are in Arabian Sea. So Andaman Nicobar Islands are in Bay of Bengal. Then Lakshadweep Islands are in Arabian Sea, so which are formed by corals. Now let us, dear students, I hope that all of you understood very well. So take down the today's homework. The first one is mention the physical divisions of India. Explain the northern mountains. What are the advantages of Himalayas? The peninsular plateau has a great economic significance. Why? Differentiate between Eastern Ghats and Western Ghats. Differentiate between Eastern coastal plain and Western coastal plain. Thank you.